Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for another Legacy video. Today, at the request of channel supporter Spunky, I am playing his updated take on 4-color Bant, this one with heavy self-mill strategies in place. If you've been paying attention to Legacy, and especially this channel at all for the last year, you're familiar with the 4-color Bant shell. This one tied together by Life from the Loam. You just play a bunch of dual lands and get the most powerful spells in your blue soup deck. Field of the Dead comes and goes. It's in this list. This was an innovation about 6-8 months ago, I guess, where we needed a way to actually win the game once we were making all these land drops, and Field of the Dead is a land drop that wins the game. It was the perfect solution, and now is actually kind of a Legacy staple these days. There's 2 Loams in this build. That seems like the right number for what we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do is put cards in the graveyard for value in the context of a blue control deck. Like, obviously this is not Dredge or Hogak. Like, you could put cards in the graveyard for value a lot harder than this, but you could also go a lot softer. Cards that have value in the graveyard here, starting with Life from the Loam, which turns on all the lands, and among the lands there is Field of the Dead, which is a threat, Ketria Triome, which is a draw engine, Wasteland, which is a prison engine, and Mystic Sanctuary, which gets back the spells that you're milling. Hanging out in there, 4 Uros, 4x. Normally 3 is the number. We're all the way in on 4 of this. We want to be milling Uro to bring him back early and often. Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. She is both a mill card and a mill payoff. +1 is choose a non-land card name, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all cards with that name among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So you get sort of a little Cabal Therapy impulse kind of effect. And then -3 is regrowth. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. That's a powerful thing. Timeless Dragon eternalizes for 2 white. You can get a 4/4 flying black dragon card for 2 white. And if you ever draw this thing, you can cycle it for a plains or just cast it. But there's 2 of those. And there's 1 endurance in the main deck that you can pick up with Tamiyo or just draw naturally to tuck your deck back into your deck if you need to go around a second time. Because self-mill can be dangerous in Legacy. You can genuinely run out of threats because answers are so good in the format right now. Ways that we've tried to mitigate that are for an Narset, Days Undoing. Days Undoing puts your graveyard back into your deck as well, while also mind twisting your opponent if you have a Narset in play. So we got 4 Narset, 1 Days Undoing tucked into this shell. In the sideboard, there is a Savine's Reclamation, which adds to the mill strategies. You can mill over Savine's Reclamation, then bring back Narset and Endurance, or Narset and Uro. Uro will die right away, but you do get a trigger on the way through. Or 2 lands, Narset and a land, whatever. It's just another Narset that you can mill through, basically. And then the rest of this sideboard are just answers to stuff. Plains is out of respect to Blood Moon and Wasteland. Viseju, also out of respect to Blood Moon, Dark Depths, etc. Carpet for your blue mirrors. Veil of Summer, generically good magic card. 2 more Endurances. This is great both in fair and unfair matchups. I kind of wish the main deck had room for another one, but it's pretty tight and we're trying a bunch of stuff. So this is not a tight finalized list. The 1 Tamiyo, 1 Endurance, these numbers are all movable once we get a little more information, but 2 more Endurances in the sideboard. Can't leave home without those. Seeds of Innocence for the 8 cast matchup, 3 Pyroblast, and 1 Hydroblast. The Hydroblast I added because the cards I'm scared of are all red. The 4-color control has sort of fallen off in the last month or so because the lands 8 mulch deck became really popular, and people adjusted to beat a deck going nuts with non-basic lands. Blood Moon is out there. I've seen a resurgence of Red Prison. There is Price of Progress in the sideboard of Delver decks. There is Ruination in the sideboard of Jeskai decks and Grixis decks. And all those cards are game enders, and all of them are red. So I added a Hydroblast out of respect to that. Surgical Extraction, Terminus, and that's the sideboard. This deck is pretty straightforward if you've watched my channel. If you check out like the BoshNRoll signature decks playlist, it's going to have a lot of Bant or Bant variants. And this one combines 2 engines that we haven't leaned into together before. I've gone deep on Loam, and I've gone deep on Narset Days Undoing, but I have never had a deck this interested in the graveyard and this interested in going Days Undoing. So it's pretty cool we could just jam them together here. Basically at the cost of endurance, like I said. That's the deck building slot that had to go to make room for all of this. Let's see how it works. I'm on the play in round 1. I have Island Ponder. We keep those. The Life from the Loam. I do need a second land to get Loam rolling, but I'm keeping this hand. I'm probably just Flooded Strand in passing here. Like, I don't want to get got by Wasteland if I get Tropical Island, but I don't want to be stuck without green. I'm actually just going to lean in here. Tropical Island Ponder. Oh, there's a land there. All right, we got 2 of them. All right, even if I do get Wastelanded here, I have a clean path to Loam over the next 2 turns. Oh, what is this? Oh, Goblin Welder. Disappointed that I don't have white mana right now, but I guess I have to force this because it's unbeatable. I'll have white mana next turn. Yeah, I'm going to Loam here, pick up the Flooded Strand, and I can Plow or Narset next turn. My top card is Brainstorm. I'm not going to Dredge Loam and lose that. Engineer, okay. Into Brea's Apprentice. All right, we're going to Value Town here. I'm going to Brainstorm first. Get 2 Uros and Mystic Sanctuary. Okay. Mystic Sanctuary and one of the Uros can go back. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. There's no basic planes in the main deck, so I'm going to get Tundra here. Or, yeah, I have green already. Tundra, plow this thing. Set up to get to work next turn. Saga, so I'm interested in Wasteland and Dress Down suddenly. Painter, or I'm interested in not being dead suddenly. I'm just going to draw, not Dredging Loam here. Okay, I'm going to Narset leaving up white and see if I get red blasted. Seems pretty likely, honestly. Yep. All right. Yeah, this is the draw with Painter, where they're just like game-ending threat, game-ending threat. The game is over now with the 3rd one. All I can hope for is to play chicken over the Swords to Plowshares that I don't have. All right, yeah, they're not playing chicken with me. Oh, they thought about it. Now they changed their mind. Probably means they'll just do it on my draw step. Ooh, that doesn't help. So the way the rules work, if you Dress Down in response to Painter Servant entering the battlefield, they never get to name a color, and it's just a 1/3. However, once it's in play naming a color, removing the abilities from it won't change that due to layers. I do have the ability, though, to Mystic Sanctuary, put Swords of Plowshares on top, and then plow the Painter. So I'm going to chill here and see if they go for it. Okay, we're going for it. Fetch Mystic Sanctuary. This Swords to Plowshares. Put it on top. Then Dress Down. Draw a card. I do not Dredge Loam. Plow the Painter. Okay, then they mill me for 2. And this Dress Down chillin', because that happened in the end step, the Dress Down is just in play, so they can't make a construct. LOL, put it in the graveyard. Sick. All right, and they can't play a new Painter this turn either. That was pretty great. Just randomly mana shorted them for the turn. Okay, living on borrowed time here, but I'll take it. I am going to Dredge Loam here, because I have this Uro that can get to work on all these lands. I could also skip Uro and just put Timeless Dragon into play and start attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can Uro front half, back half next turn. Yeah, I think I just want the dragon in play right now. Gotta win the game somehow. 4/4 creature. Go. We have another painter. Let's see if we've got a Lion's Eye Diamond. It did make a land drop last turn. Chose black. Ah, my permanent's already black. Checkmate. Not gonna dredge Loam here. Uro, I need some help here. Big fella. Field of the Dead can come in. Uro could still hit this turn. Need to leave my Tundra in the deck. Volcanic Island. Make another Zombo. Green, blue. And I gotta draw Swords to Plowshares or Prismatic Ending off of this Uro trigger. That's not it. Wasteland doesn't help. Okay. I'm just going to present this gigantic board state and hope I don't get milled out. They have not indicated a mana source for the last 2 turns. Hope that holds. Oh, I could have played Wasteland because then if Saga is their land, that doesn't make mana right away. You can Wasteland in response to Saga learning how to tap for mana. Okay, they just had it. I'm trying to think if there's a way out of this. I don't think that there is. Just gonna look at the list real quick. I do have a lot of graveyard synergy, but I don't think anything that keeps me from milling out. Yeah, not quite there. You can't dredge if you don't have enough cards for dredge. So it's not like I can just dredge 0 and put Loam in my hand. Okay, fine. Did what I could there, I think. And like I said, that was all borrowed time anyway. We could have been dead 3 turns ago, but wiggled out of it. Okay, Pyroblast is always a crapshoot. Like, if they name blue, it's the best card. If they don't name blue, it's just dead cardboard. Savine's Wreck. I don't have Teferi, and I don't think that matters. The Seiju's great. Endurance is great. Seeds is probably fine. They're a Saga deck, so I'm bringing in Seeds. Probably not in on Savine's Wreck. And because they're a Saga build, I don't expect Blood Moon. Hydroblast is going to be good regardless, though. They are a mono red deck. Speaking of mono red, let's cut some blue cards. I do have to win the game. I can't go 2, but I'm bringing in 2 Endurances, which can win a game. And I like Narset with Days Undoing. Most of the things they're going to cast are creatures. So Force of Negation's a little wobbly. And Tamiyo is a 4-mana blue card, but she's also really good at using the graveyard. And maybe that's just not an option. Kozilek's Return can kill any number of welders and engineers. It does not kill Painter. Probably doesn't need to. Kills Breya's Apprentice and any number of Thopters. So does Terminus, though. I think I'm just going to dogpile my green cards here and go in that way. I could shave Force of Will for Terminus or Return. Yeah, I'm actually going to bring in a Return. Okay, let's go. I can see arguments for Surgical, too. If there's a game 3, I'll think about it. This hand is fine. I'm in. I'm going to lead on Ketria Triome. There's always a little friction of, is this better as a land, or is it better in my hand on turn 3 and beyond when I can cycle it for a card? But sneaking it into play, tapped when it doesn't matter, feels pretty good. G-Stone. I'm just going to Tundra go, because if they jam Painter this turn, dressing it down is a big deal. Oh, wow, just nothing. Oh, no, they just moved into second main. Okay. Or they could overload my dress down if they have Painter right now. Right, that can resolve. Painter in the graveyard, Lotus Petal on the Stackaroo. Okay, it's time to brainstorm. Couple of Narsets here. And all I can do is pass the turn. I do have a land. I'm not going to crack my fetch until I untap because they could have killed me in response if I did that. Tropical Island. Continuing to ignore Blood Moon. It doesn't exist. Waving my hands around wildly. This Wasteland's a little late to the party, but I'm still going to zap it off here. Milling me for 2 in response. Okay, you got me. Did they not realize they didn't have Painter in play? Weird. They can win the game here if they have Pyroblast. They're doing the Grindstone in response. Put Painter into play trick. Let's see if my dress down resolves. This is all I got right now. Shit. We're dead. Yeah, just 8 removal spells in the deck, plus more with the Hydroblast, and not good enough. Alright, GG. Yeah, main deck Red Blast is really good when it lines up against decks that are naturally just blue. Tough beat. The Seiju was coming later. Alright, next round. On the play for round 2, I'm going to keep this hand full of diverse lands and spells. I know this hand wants more lands, so I can ponder here. Cool. Okay, finding Uro is great. Put that land in my hand. Timeless Dragon's on top with Uro under it. I can decide if I want to cycle it or not next turn. I have Brainstorm. Yeah, I'm likely to do that rather than cycle for a Plains. Playing against some sort of Polluted Delta deck. Oh, it's the boring kind of Polluted Delta deck. Oh, nope. I'm suddenly excited. Ledger Shredder is a pretty serious Magic card, but I have a lot of removal in my deck. I am gonna Brainstorm here. There's Plow. Big fan of that. I think I can get rid of Force of Will for this matchup, and I could put the Timeless Dragon on top and then just draw it. I don't have to shuffle. That sounds reasonable. Okay, I'm gonna Uro. Have the Plow. And use it when I need it. I could put in Caracas now and save my Uro from dying, but I think I want it in the graveyard right now. Yeah, that sounds fine. I'm not going to jam Plow into Daze, which also lets them connive, because it's my second spell. If you haven't seen this one, by the way, 1/3 flying for 2. Whenever a player casts their second spell in a turn, Ledger Shredder connives. And connive means you draw a card, discard a card. If you discarded a non-land, put a +1 counter on this. This card is one of the hot success stories from Streets of New Capenna. This was like pennies. This card was pennies. Now it's like $12 or something. It made a big jump very quickly. People are figuring out that cheap, evasive card selection, card advantage flyers that get bigger are good. They just connived away a Murktide Regent, got an extra card off the Ponder, and grew their guy. Right now I have multiple removal spells. I think I want to try the Prismatic Ending first. Or no, I want to try the Plow first, but Plow doesn't hit Murktide. Alright, I am going to try the Plow first. Because if Plow resolves, then I can Narset and play around Daze. Have to force it if you don't want to play against this. Forest Pitching, Brainstorm. Good stuff. And I have Mystic Sanctuary in my deck that can regrow that Plow if they just slam Murktide this turn. Wasteland's pretty good. Yeah, one of the things about this deck is that if your opponent does have Wasteland, or if you don't have Loam, Wasteland is a huge beating. If you do, you don't care a whole lot. Okay. I'm going to cycle Timeless Dragon for Savannah and play it, and Prismatic Ending for white-green. They got 4 cards left in their hand, but that Wasteland did take me off Mystic Sanctuary. Oh god, another one. They're just beating up my green sources. I'm actually in a ton of trouble right now, if they have Murktide. Oh god, here it comes. Guaranteed. I could have slammed Endurance last turn instead of removing their creature. Seems sus, though. I'd Ponder. Fix this. Find a Loam. Oh, got me with the main deck Pyroblast. Tough beats. Alright. Starting to fall apart. They are down to 3 cards in hand. They had 7 cards in hand not that long ago, but yeah, 2 Wastelands when you're not Loaming is game-breaking. 2 Wastelands when you are Loaming is a joke. Okay, found the green source. They just set up Mystic Sanctuary. So I can jam my Uro, or I can try to catch their Expressive Iteration with my Endurance, which still makes Murktide a 7/7 though. Doesn't really solve the problems that I'm having. I think I want Uro. Do I have 2 green? Yeah, I have 1 Trop plus the basic forest. Okay, we can do it. Uro's on the stack. Uro's in play. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Another Prismatic Ending. Sure. Still not helpful, but at least it's making Murktide my only problem. but it is a big problem. And Murktide grows when they Mystic Sanctuary. We got a 6/6. Here's that iteration we just saw. Found a Ponder and DRC. I have 100 answers to that. All these prismatic endings I've been drawing. Force of Will, not helpful. I could attack first or ending first. I think I want to ending first. Because I want to connect. I actually want to be racing. Like, I don't know if they would chump block. I just don't want to give them the choice. Lightning bolting my face in response. Okay. They put a Daze in the graveyard. Go back up to 10. Found a Brainstorm. Guess I'm casting that. If I can remove this Murktide, I'm going to be feeling good. Okay, I can remove this Murktide. They have one card in hand. I don't think there's a one card that they could play that counters that Plow. And I left the other Uro in my hand for Force of Will. If they slam another Murktide here, I will force it. I don't think I'm forcing that. Yeah, they scooped it up. Uro out-muscling Murktide Regent. This is how Legacy should be. Now we have to beat Price of Progress. Ugh. Right. Pyro and Hydroblast coming in. This has to be a Terminus matchup, I think. It's an Endurance matchup. Basic Plains, yes. Because my white cards are very important, and they play Wasteland. Dress Down is bad. I don't think I'm going to try to Daze Undoing this opponent. Jace and Tamiyo are both a little sus. Definitely Jace. Probably Tamiyo's going to. They're going to have Surgicals, so I can back off Uro a little bit. And Force of Will, I like having some number of, but not 4. Kozilek's Return kills Delver and unflipped DRCs. It never touches Ledger Shredder. Carpet comes in as well. Oh, there's so many cards coming in. Alright, Tamiyo. Ran out of space for you. Okay, how do I actually win this game? Endurance and Field of the Dead is the answer, I guess. But I'll go down to another Force of Will. One Force of Will left in the deck. All of these more efficient answers. I could cut the last Force for a Veil of Summer, but Veil in this matchup doesn't stop removal spells. It only stops counter spells, which is less of an axis than I'd like it to be. Okay, I'm going in with what I got. This hand is not going to get screwed by Wasteland, but it's not really reacting. I'm going to try it. I don't know what card they cut for Ledger Shredder. Is it Delver? Is it Delver? That's the deck. Let's find out. All right, DRC. Because you can't just add cards to an established Magic deck. You need to remove cards that are already in the deck for a reason. And we saw 2 Ledger Shredders. Oh yeah, played around the Wasteland. Shredder. Okay, I'm going to Pyroblast the Shredder on the stack. The reason I'm doing it there is because if I wait for it to come into play, them dazing my Pyroblast will be their second spell, and they'll get to connive. Ooh, they had a second spell ready. Played around it. I do need this life from the Loam to resolve, though, or else this Wasteland's going to kill me. And they are immediately delirious. All right, Loam. If they daze Loam and then Wasteland my Trop, I'm in trouble. Okay. We dodged that Cruel Fate. Now they can decide if they even want a Wasteland, or if the Loam is going to grind them out of that plan. If they have another Wasteland and just, like, blast me here, then Loam might just be too slow and it doesn't matter. Another Shredder, okay. Do I want to Dredge Loam? I think I do. Because now I can Swords to Plowshares, and I think I want to go after the DRC. So now when I Loam, they're going to get to connive. I can skip Loaming and cycle Timeless Dragon. That's probably better. I don't want to just give them a connive. Ponder, spell number 1. And I have more answers to Ledger Shredder in the deck than I do to DRC because of the 3 Pyroblasts that I brought in. Also, it'll take Ledger Shredder 3 turns, or 2 triggers at least, at least 1 turn cycle to get as big as DRC was. I'm going to cycle my Dargon, Savannah, Swords to Plowshares. I could plow plus Narset, or do Uro stuff, or I could just set my Dragon loose. I think I want to plow plus Uro. I am just like wide open to Price of Progress, and is what it is right now. digging for answers, but let's get set up. Shredder, okay. And Surgicling Uro, yeah, that's pretty good. And that gets the Connive. Cool thing about Ledger Shredder, though, conniving is not optional. So if I play Narset and then play Loam, they have to connive and just discard a card. Oh wait, no, because it's on my turn. They get a draw on my turn. Damn it. But if I can cast 2 spells on their turn, or if they cast 2 spells on their turn, it's required that they connive. My Uros are gone. They finally found a land drop. And I guess I can just Loam and then brainstorm with a handful of cards. I can jam Narset, see if it sticks. I'm going to start with Narset. Force, pitching, counterbalance. All right. Yeah, that happens. And then I can Loam. I could also fetch for Mystic Sanctuary, cast Brainstorm. I kind of want to Loam before I Brainstorm, though. But anything I cast now gives them a connive, which isn't the worst. Right, I'm just going to Loam and play around Daze. Go ahead, have your connive. And I'm set up for just a juicy-ass Brainstorm next turn. Take 2, maybe 3 from this thing. I'm dead to Price of Progress, but I'm always dead to Price of Progress. How that card works. I won't feel good until the board is clear and I have Hydroblast in my hand. Discarded a Volcanic Island. And DRC. Started a Pyroblast. In the end step, I'm going to get back Swords to Plowshares and go to my turn and not Dredge Loam. Here's this big Brainstorm full of extra spells that we talked about last turn. Endurance, Timeless Dragon, all good stuff. I'm going to plow the Ledger Shredder to connive. This card's so good. And I can eternalize my 4/4, and they have a 3/3 that has to attack into it. Or I could Endurance. I probably want to Endurance here. They have 1 card in hand. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna proactively Endurance this graveyard. As much as I would love a blowout in combat, I think it's better to lock in your profits, make sure that 1 card in hand isn't a Murktide Regent, or if it is, that it's not good. If it's Price of Progress, I'm dead anyway. Like slowing your land drops doesn't really help there. They did not mill their card with Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's terrifying. If I were the Delver player right now, I would be ripping through my deck for exactly Price of Progress and no other card matters. Yep, there it is. All right. We knew that was a thing. Never found our Hydroblast. It's all good. And fetching basics sometimes is an option, but frequently isn't. It's a rough scene over there. Like, Force of Will is another out to Price of Progress, but it's just so bad the rest of the time. But it might be necessary. I can bring a Force back in. And Uro is kind of like the whole point of this deck, but it's also susceptible to Veil of Summer, or not Veil of, I was looking at Veil of Summer in my sideboard when I said that. Looking at Surgical Extraction. Yeah. I think we're actually pretty good at controlling the board. We just need to not get popped. All right. I can keep this one. Basic land. Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna basic and ponder. These cards are all good. I'm gonna put the Endurance on top with the Timeless Dragon under it. The Timeless Dragon can find my basic planes. So basic planes is really bad at casting both Endurance and Uro. They bobbled themselves and then took a shuffle. Didn't like the card they saw. All right, Timeless Dragon. Yeah, I don't really want that Uro on top of my deck because they're likely to Surgical Uro. And having a second one in your hand is just a nightmare. Let's cycle the Timeless Dragon. I think I just have to get Tundra. This basic planes is not really defensible given the board state. Life from the Loam's exciting though. I try to exile this Shredder. We did it. Wasting me off green would be a disaster. Oh god, they do have the Wasteland. Now I need a green source, like immediately. There's Shredder. Green source? Oh god, no, not a green card deck. Do you even care about my feelings? Oh, here's a big expressive iteration. Or Mishra's Bauble, which gets the Connive. They haven't made a land drop yet, and they just discarded a land to Shredder, so alright, I'm glad that wasn't Wasteland. Deck, how about that green source? Green source? Under could be a green source. Alright, we're in there. Do not shuffle. Fetch for basic forest. And Loam here gives them a connive, but I think it's worth it. Let's get my mana set up for the rest of the game. Uh-oh, another one. We haven't seen it in multiples yet. This is about to get scary. The first one connived away a spell, so did the second one, dropping a Force of Will. Holy guacamole. Alright, time to draw Terminus. Let's put Expressive Iteration on top of the deck. I'm not going to pitch cast an Endurance. I need the body on that thing. Terminus? Not Terminus. I think I want to play Savannah here. Do I want to Uro here? Yeah, I think I Uro. Uro can still Endurance this turn. I'm just going to pass. I guess I could have Uro'd and maintained priority next turn. I'm going to let the Surveil resolve first. They kept the card. Don't like that. I'm going to Endurance now. Get rid of their graveyard. Try not to get murked. Iteration into iteration. My goodness. Into ledger shredding. Come on, Terminus. I need you now. They did just discard a Murktide Regent to connive. They're probably just really shredding for surgical, trying to make sure this Uro doesn't happen. Or they might not even care at this point. A Misty Rainforest, okay. I can still block. They're only 3/5s versus my 3/4. Lightning Bolt can finish it off, but still gonna block. Okay, they're gonna surgical in my draw step, give me the chance to draw that Uro. That was weird. Okay, they are surveilling one. I have some choices here. I can Endurance myself to put my Uros back in the deck, but I don't think that's important. Alright, it's fine. Go ahead. The next connive makes their ledger shredders bigger than Endurance, which is a problem. And they've already cast a spell this turn. If they have another one, then yep, we're getting into scary positions here. I get my basic planes and Eternalize my dragon. That is not a spell, according to the rules of Magic the Gathering. It's an activated ability. Now I have good double blocks. And I'm holding up Force of Will if I need it. Have they just Brainstorm or Lightning Bolt? Alright, they didn't have it for the extra connive. And DRC has to fight at this particular moment. Price of Progress is not lethal right now. Oh no, they have Tormod's Whip. That card's real good. Well, they already exiled my Uros, so how good is Hearse actually? It turns off Mystic Sanctuary, but I boarded out most of my graveyard shit, right? Like Tamiyo's out, Uros are in exile already. Don't have Savine's in. Yeah, sure. Here's your car. Enjoy that. Right, getting rid of Ending and Loam, that's fine. It still... Okay. Using DRC to crew Hearse so it doesn't have to attack. Makes sense. That's cool. Alright, but they're done attacking. Alright, Terminus. It's time for you to show up, you fucker. Not mad about Swords to Plowshares, though. I'm going to see if Plow resolves, and then I can decide if I want to Ponder. Force of Will, pitching, Expressive Iteration. Okay, I'm going to hardcast my Force. They get a connive off of that. Oh, that was weird. They just fetch Shocked in response. If their last card in hand is Pyroblast, they got me, but I think it's worth the maneuver. Basically not getting better. Discarded Unholy Heat. That's scary. They gotta have Pyroblast. There's not many cards better than Unholy Heat right now. They connive again, which is just mill one because they're Hellbent. But not that that's much of a relief. Okay, opponent is Hellbent. And I set up Terminus. Let's go. Not really. I think I still want this Prismatic Ending though. So if I put back Carpet, Brainstorm, Ending, and then just pass the turn, unless they can get themselves off Delirium, they're... Oh, no, you can crew a vehicle more than once. So, yeah, they can just tap their DRCs to not have to lose them. Pretty interesting. Yeah, they just crewed the Hearse twice. Or once, but with two creatures. Pass the turn. Yeah. fucking deal. All right, Murktide Regent is here. Great. They are Hellbent, though. Got that going for me. I know my top card is not helpful, so Brainstorm's going to have to bring the ruckus here. That was pretty ruckusful, honestly. If I put back Carpet and Ending, or Carpet and Plow, I guess is what I actually want to put back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, Carpet and Plow. And Ending the Shredder. Oh wait, I don't have red mana. What have I done? What have I done? Oh no, I'm gonna fucking die to this Murktide Regent now. Just assumed I could cast all my spells at this point in the game. God damn it. Alright. You ever work really hard to get pretty far, and then in the end it doesn't even matter? Alright, end the Ledger Shredder. That's out, and then I can just Endurance now, which makes Murktide what? 1, 2, 3. Makes it huge. It's already huge. I could Endurance myself. That's probably the play. When they tap their Hearse, I'll Endurance myself. Okay, they're targeting themselves anyway. How do I feel about that? Do I just lean in and smear their graveyard? Because the Hearse is getting bigger anyway. No, I think I want to Endurance myself still. Just get all those Swords to Plowshares back in the deck. Wish this Murktide Regent wasn't in play. You dummy. Now I have to chump with an Endurance instead of just bringing the pain. Crewing up the whip. Still don't really have an attack with the whip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could just triple block this thing. Or no, they can make it a 12-12. Nope. Too good. And they drew Counterbalance. Jesus Christ. All right, now I'm going to lose. I just lost track of my mana, and it's a complete and utter punt. And they kept their cards on top of their library. Okay, so how do I even win this game? I don't think that I can. I can attack for 7 and then die, basically, are the choices. I have to attack. This is 6, 8. Yeah, I'm just completely fucked here. Gonna attack with my dragon, though. Gotta start winning the game. Right now, they know what's on top of their deck, and I think they would have kept a 1-drop because it keeps the Murktide under control, or it keeps the Murktide protected. Just that fucking punt last turn. All right, shake it off. All right, this is my one chance at a random look at Counterbalance for the rest of the game. Price of Progress on top of the deck. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. 2, 4, 6, 8. And it is only good for 8 right now, but I'm going to die to this car. And Plowing Murktide, obviously, they're at 22, so that attack with Timeless Dragon. Yeah, that was really bad. I'm just playing this game extremely poorly, left and right. Because now I can't even double block, which I could have done. And I know I have to chump because Price of Progress is there. There's Carpet of Flowers. We knew I was drawing that. Did you set up Counterbalance for this? Oh, cool. Make red. Might as well remove the Counterbalance. A Brainstorm in response. Milled the Price of Progress. I don't want that anymore. And Ponder entered the revealed card zone. Okay. They milled a Price of Progress. If they have another one, whatever. But I'm going to take the trade I can, or the eat I can get here. Did not shuffle. And they had the other Price of Progress. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right. And because of the giant Swords of Plowshares, this game. Okay, yeah. Obviously just not realizing that I didn't have red mana on turn 8 or whatever that was a huge mistake. Pretending I did have red mana, though, like, obviously that mistake came from somewhere, but Pyroblasting the Murktide Regent is much better than plowing it because they just popped, took 1,000,000 damage, took 12 from their own spell, and survived at 10. Like, they were in more jeopardy to pop than I was, unless they gain 12 life, which they did. And obviously, if I just remove that, I have 2 Endurances and a Timeless Dragon beating down to their nothing, then that game is much better. But, yep, punts are punts, but we saw a lot of interesting stuff. And Unlicensed Hearse is a really powerful card in the Delver deck. I played this at SCG Pittsburgh and made top 8 with an unlicensed hearse in my Delver sideboard, and that was a huge flex of what that card can do. On to the next one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. On the play for round 3, I'm going to keep this hand and hope they don't have a turn 1 Wasteland, because my mana's pretty good after that point. I'm going to lead on the Tundra, though, in case they do have Wasteland, because Timeless Dragon can get white. Blue to Delta is not a Wasteland. Mishra's Wobble. Okay, looks like we're playing against Delver again. Mishra's Wobble's a lot less scary when they don't have Dragon's Rage Channeler and Ledger Shredder in play, though. So, not mad about this start. Uro. I like that card. And I'm just going to leave up Timeless Dragon to get the 3rd land, which unlocks Uro and Narset. There's a Wasteland. Okay. I'll cycle in response. I was going to get Savannah, but I guess I'm just going to replace Tundra now. It's still annoying, but whatever. They bobbled me this time. Okay, passing the turn again. I would like to not have to navigate another Wasteland. Okay, deal. Ooh, a tropical island. The goose is loose, my goodness. You're playing against Rug Delver. What year is it? Okay. I think Uro is better than the other cards I could play here. And I'd love to resolve a Narset, I just don't think I'm going to. Just get Uro started. Yeah, hit a land. Even a land that I don't really want to ever put into play for the turn. That was great. Dragon's Rage Channeler. You got it. Poking for 1 with your Mighty Mongoose. A Timeless Dragon. That's another land. I am interested in that. I think I want to start with Prismatic Ending, though. Get this Channeler out of here. I can also Brainstorm and then use Timeless Dragon to shuffle. That's probably worth doing. Oh, I was about to say I'm a little worried about Stifle, because Rug Delver is a deck that historically has played Stifle, and they just pitched a Stifle to Force of Will. That's annoying. Not a card I want to play around, ever. Mill to Tarfire, which unlocks... Alright, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to Brainstorm now. Handful of lands. Now I don't have to cycle Timeless Dragon. Probably going to put back Force of Will and Caracas. Or Caracas is a white source that doesn't require any exposure to Stifle. Alright, I'll put back Force of Will and Misty Rainforest. Caracas return. Swords to Plowshares, the Channeler. Brainstorm in response, you got it. If I get a second Mine Rot off this turn, I'll be pretty excited. They already forced a Prismatic Ending. If I could get another 2 cards out of a plow with Uro looming. Wowie, they got another one. Pitching another Stifle. Well, I was right to play around that. They had more than one. I'm at 22 life, and they just spent 4 cards protecting a 3/3. Really interested in what's going on in that hand right now. They can see Uro in the graveyard. It's right there. It's face up. A lot of protection to go into 3 damage. I wonder if their build just like is Mongoose and Murktide, like, do they go in the same deck? Is that what's going on here? Okay, I'm just going to pass, and my plan is to get Uro into play next turn. I have a Misty Rainforest on top of my deck. I'll take my 6. Another Goose. Okay, I'm going to Wasteland their open mana source in the end step. Now they can't stifle my fetch land, and then I can Uro. They could stifle the Wasteland, but I don't care about that because Uro's still coming. Bolting me down to 1 card in hand. Play the Misty. Green, green, blue. I can Mystic Sanctuary with this if I want to, but I don't think that I do. I think I just want Savannah. There's 1 card in hand. There's no 1 card that can counter Uro with no mana available. I have to go pretty hard on my graveyard here, though. Graveyard's not that big. I'm going to leave Wasteland and Timeless Dragon there. I think those are the 2 that are going to do the most for me in the graveyard. Even hit a land off Uro. We cast Ponder. Okay, there's Loam. Now we're having a good time. I can Loam up Wasteland next turn and put them to no non-land permanent, or no lands. And then we're just racing. Geese versus Uro. Play from the Loam, target Wasteland. Attack with Uro. Do I want to dredge Loam? Probably. Yeah, this is the mill deck. Let's go. My plan is to waste them in combat and then eternalize my Timeless Dragon, and then I'm not sure how I lose anymore. They want to double block with Mongoose and give me a like 3 for 0. Not even mad about it. Wow, they're stifling my Uro trigger. This opponent is aggro AF. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't gain the 3 life. Good stuff. Right, I'll make my land drop. Put you to 0. Then eternalize my dragon. Yeah, they are committed to the scrappy game plan. Like, if you're gonna force of will twice with your opponent at 22 to protect a 3/3, then you better stifle an Uro trigger as well. At least they are consistent in their execution of this game plan. But it doesn't matter because Uro is still a giant monster. Okay, gotta play around Stifle here, Jesus. Endurance is the reason Nimble Mongoose doesn't exist for the most part. Well, that and you don't need to stretch your mana base to be more powerful. Like, is more powerful than Rug without messing up its colors. Terminus, I like, even though it can get stifled. Plains comes in. Carpet comes in. I guess I need the Hydroblast and probably want the Pyroblast too. As weird as it to say, I didn't see any blue cards, but Expressive Iteration's got to be in there, right? Dress down, turning off a Mongoose would be funny, but I don't think we need to go there. And boarding out all these expensive blue cards again. That's the reason I'm not really into the 4-color or Bant or Control in general right now, is just all these clunky blue cards. It's a hard sell in this format. I think this is a good place to be. Let's go. Can't keep this one. I'm gonna mulligan the Wasteland for mana hand. This is not much better, but it is better. I'm gonna send the Force of Will. That's a card that I've only left in the deck to draw later when I'm already ahead. Bauble, again, without a helper, just straight up, here's my Bauble. My hand does play around Stifle, though, by simply casting a spell. Play a land, cast a spell, let's go. Uh-oh. Gotta shuffle. Don't like that already. Alright, got there on the, not only the land, but the white land. Big relief. Oh, can't plow that one. I can brainstorm this turn, or I can just play Field of the Dead. I think I want to brainstorm, though. Alright, cool. Field of the Dead. I'd rather play Triome. A long way off of this Endurance. These plows are actually, like, kind of bad right now. Yeah, I'll play Triome and pass. Timeless Dragon can get stifled, but it will at least draw out the stifle and get me a shot at my third red, or second green. I almost said third red. That's not even close to second green. Also, now that Wasteland puts me into the Stone Age. Definitely need to try cycling Timeless Dragon this turn. If it gets stifled, it gets stifled. But I'm gonna get Savannah, because I gotta get working towards this Endurance. Goose is doing the Goose thing, though, where I'm looking at a handful of Swords to Plowshares and just no targets. Oh no, another Wasteland. They had it. You also have the Stifle. They've been playing like they do, so I have to assume I'm getting stifled here. Oh wow, didn't happen. Put Savannah in my hand, let's go. Finally something I can plow. Oh nice. Happy to see that. I'm gonna plow DRC before they get any extra value off it. Just right now, heads up. Towards the Plowshares. You want to play like an awkward Brainstorm just to get a Surveil, you can have it. Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce would have got me anyway. Oh wow. Force pitching Stifle. We're still living in this world. Did not Surveil, even though it would have given Threshold. Must be a good card. Fire. Okay, yeah, that gives Threshold also. They figured it out. Yeah, playing Stifle and Tarfire in your deck is definitely an indication that you're just trying to win with your 3/3s. And there's not really a backup plan. I can Brainstorm and see what happens, or I can just land Swords to Plowshares, safe from Flusterstorm, safe from Spell Pierce. I'm going to do that. Just no questions, put it away. Next turn, I can Endurance, a Ponder. Okay. I am going to be at 7 going into next turn, though, which is not a life total I'm happy with against the Tarfire deck. I have to assume they're playing some number of bolts on top of the Tarfires. Though if they are all the way in on DRC, they might actually determine that the Tribal is worth more than the extra point, and they might have 4 Tarfires before the first bolt. Though I suspect it's actually a mix. I'm going to end step Brainstorm here, which is normally not something I want to do, but I'll take the temporary supercharge here, especially if it baits a Pyroblast or something that taps them out into my turn. Got him. How'd we do here? All right, great. I can eternalize my Timeless Dragon and just put a 4/4 in front of this Goose, or I could bomb this Graveyard. But that is susceptible to Force of Will. I'm bombing the Graveyard. Get out of here. Their last cards are Force Blue card. All right, they're not. Fetching plays around Stifle, but it plays into Double Bolt. Price of Progress gets me either way. All right, I'm not going to fetch. I am holding Brainstorm and Field of the Dead, both of which like fetch lands in play. I can probably maneuver this game into a spot where Stifle isn't that bad. Or they can just concede to my Endurance. All right, we take those. On to the next one. I'm on the play in round 4. I think that's 4 die rolls, so I got to lose the last one so I can keep complaining about how unlucky I am. I'm going to keep this hand. Again, Soft to Wasteland. Again, leaning hard on this Ponder. But when you put 22 lands in your deck, plus 2 Loams, plus 2 Timeless Dragon, whatever that one's called, you got to have faith in your deck to produce. All right, great. I'm going to put the Force of Will on top, so I have it for turn 1 if I need it, and then the lands under it. Verdant Catacombs, okay. I'm going to play the Flooded Strand and pass. I have kind of an interesting choice of drawing the Brainstorm that's underneath or just shuffling, and it's not that interesting. I'm just taking the Brainstorm. But, like, the idea of I need to hit my 3rd land drop. Like, I could shuffle, try to spike the 3rd land, and get into Uro Town, but Brainstorm, I think, will do more for me. This is the part of the video where I doubt if Brainstorm is the 3rd card down. I have small amounts of doubt if Brainstorm was actually the 3rd card I saw of that Ponder. I think it was. Oh, no. Oh, a bug strategy. Oh, this is... All right, great. That's an easy target for Prismatic Ending in a matchup that doesn't have many targets for Prismatic Ending. So, yeah, you can have that. Did I remember correctly? What a relief. Okay. Now, knowing that I'm playing against Storm, I can end this Wishclaw Talisman for sure, or I could Brainstorm, and any untapped land does what I need it to here, but if I miss, it's really bad. I'm going to take the Brainstorm. Trust the deck. Let's go. All right, got there kind of tremendously. I'm going to get rid of the 2 Plows. That is definitely the worst card in my hand. And then I'm going to get Tundra and Savannah, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Then find this target for Prismatic Ending. White-green. Yeah, turning on your removal game 1 against Storm is nice when you can line that up. I like this Wasteland too. Wasteland just got a little worse. Defense grid. Okay, I mean, I'm at 3 mana. That's fine. It means I don't get to Uro, but I can still force. Ooh. I'm going to take the red source, I think. That's Past in Flames mana. And Burning Wish. I don't know exactly what their build of Storm is, but I think red's going to be more important than green. I was wrong. Fuck. I lose. Oh, they're echoing. All right. The Eons have echoed. My hand is very bad now. It may or may not matter, but my hand is pretty bad right now. Exiled their Tendrils. So that's not the plan, or they have 2, or they're a Burning Wish build. They could just Ave me here. Just put a bunch of giant oozes in play. Oh, we're on a relay line. Sure. All right, we got Rite of Flame, Brainstorm, Lotus Petal, Taiga, and Burning Wish and Ponder. Yeah, that's a pretty good set of cards. I can ponder looking for something to like materially change the situation, or I can wasteland and hope I'm still alive. I'm gonna ponder. Okay, brainstorm is the type of card I was looking for. Oh, actually, I think prismatic ending's better. So don't shuffle this, and then prismatic ending the LED, and then wasteland the badlands. All right, I've constricted what I can constrict. Guess I can F6 from here. Guess with Taiga and Lotus Petal in exile, that wasn't super insane, but getting rid of LED felt right. There's the Rite of Flame. Storm is 2. Brainstorm from exile. Dark Ritual is a good one. All right. Now they're pretty easily into other tendrils mode. Oh, that wasn't even the Burning Wish from exile. That one was from hand. Oh, they're peering into the abyss. They're just going all the way in. Stunting for the camera. Yeah, there's still a Burning Wish in exile here. Bunch of rituals, Wishclaw Talisman. They wish for the second tendrils, and that'll do. All right. Storm is a tough matchup for sure. And this is the Epic Storm. It's not ad nauseum. So my graveyard hate doesn't even line up super great here. But what I can do is Hydroblast, Veil of Summer. I think I like Besage. I don't really like Ramping Storm, but I do like destroying a Lion's Eye Diamond or Defense Grid or whatever. Pyroblast, speeding up on their cantrips is important. Endurance is a flash threat. And they have at least Rite of Flame that cares about the graveyard. I think I should have Terminus in the deck, just in case they go for an Ave line. Phase Undoing is good. Uro's kind of shitty. Loam isn't super important here. Dress Down doesn't do anything. Jace and Tamiyo are the clunkiest, but they are also blue cards for my various forces. I like ending in the full number. It can hit Defense Grid, Wishclaw Talisman. I don't think this deck plays Xantid Swarm, but if it does, I'm ready. Could shave a Timeless Dragon for this matchup. I think I'd rather have my blue Planeswalkers than a random 4/4 here. Oh, Seeds of Innocence, actually. If I can catch them with that, it's pretty great. Is Loam important at all? Can I just get rid of Loam? They're not going to mess with my mana. All right. I'm going to do it this way. But I don't have a Null Rod or Deafening Silence or any real hammers for the matchup, which means that I'm pretty far behind. I can keep this. I think I want to lead on field. Yeah, I'm just going to field and pass. Ponder, happy to see that. I'm going to pass the turn for now, though. Brainstorm resolves. I'm not just going to be whipping Force of Wills at cantrips against their Veil of Summer deck. Fetching Taiga right away. Carpet, I have Prismatic Ending for that. I think I'm going to end step Brainstorm. Ooh, another Carpet. All right. That sucks. Still going to end step Brainstorm because I have 3-drops, powerful 3-drops I'd like to untap into. I don't think Seeds of Innocence is going to help me here, and ending is still chilling. Right, I can fetch Savannah, play Uro. This doesn't change the number of islands I have in play. I'll play the Flooded Strand. Carpet making 1 mana is annoying, but Carpet making 2 mana is unbeatable. They decline to make mana at all. I like that. Storm. Oh my god. Well, Prismatic Ending, you tried, buddy. But this is no longer the axis upon which we're playing this game. I'm gonna have to beat their spells because I can't constrict their mana. Green, red, red, made with the Carpet's second main. Burning Wish. I mean, Hydroblast doesn't really get better than that. They left up green. Gotta be for Veil of Summer, right? Still gonna fire on it. Am I gonna fire on it? Damn it. Maybe not. Okay, they're veiling in response. So now I can force the Burning Wish. Force pitching Ponder on Burning Wish. I'll let them have the uncounterability and the draw. And I was going to get Trop, but now I can get Triome. All right. Force of Negation. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am short a card to escape Uro. I guess I'm just going to end one of these Carpets. Hope for the best. So if I play my Tundra, I can Hydroblast and Force Negation. I get the extra mana out of it, but all right. Okay. Shields are down. Well, shields are not down, but mana is completely unlocked at this point. Just completely apeshit levels of mana. But apparently nothing to do with it. Peace. Okay. I can Uro here. I could also fetch Mystic Sanctuary, put Force of Will on top, and then Uro. Does seem like it's worth doing. Sanctuary, pick up Force, green, green, blue, blue. Well, everything. Start pushing. 2 counter spells up and Uro in play. They have 4, 8, 10 mana, but didn't make any mana off carpet last turn. And they're declining now as well. Just nothing. Trying to imagine what's even in this hand right now. I'm gonna attack first. Cool. Alright. I get to put in Trop, and then my fetch land makes 2 zombies. We're in Zombie Town. We're also in lots of Trouble Town. 7 cards in hand and zillions of mana. 5 red in the pool. Just 12 mana to work with. I think they could figure it out. Wow, I made 10 red just like that. Counter target spell if it's red. I will. Wow, really? Just passing the turn after that? Holy shit. I imagine if you really dig into an Epic Storm deck list, you can figure out exactly what the 6 cards in their hand are, because there aren't that many that are just bad when you have 12 mana. I don't know what the hell just happened, but we take those. Okay. I still like my configuration. That was a lot of Carpet of Flowers, but that's okay because they didn't have any action spells. Just busy drawing carpets. And I think this is still the best configuration that I can present, so I'm going to do it again. This hand is not in the neighborhood of keepable. If this Mystic Sanctuary came into play untapped, I would actually be into this hand. I guess, let's think about that. How bad is that actually? I'm keeping. Fuck this. Like, I would like to ponder on turn 1, but I do have turn 0 interaction and cantrips to do stuff. All right. That hand just got even better. No green mana in play right now. I like that. We'll have to counter a defense grid because my hand is non-functional with that card in play. Okay. Ponder versus Brainstorm here. Brainstorm can change multiple cards in the hand, but Ponder sees more cards, and what I'm looking for is specifically a land. I'm going to start with Ponder. Well, that is a land. You fucking smartass. All right. Do not shuffle the library with the Field of the Dead into play. I've committed to this terrible mana base but a handful of gas lifestyle, and I'm going to keep riding it. Mox Opal is in play now. Lion's Eye Diamond, also present. A little relay for 3. Pretty good. Catacombs, Veil, Lotus Petal. Alright, they do have a Veil for next turn. Not a fan. I have 3 forces. 1, 2, 3 forces, and 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards. So I can cast one of these without letting my force shields down. I ponder, found Beseiju. Ugh. Yeah, that's not the land I'm looking for. I am going to shuffle this. Life is shit. I have to go to discard. Uh-oh. Things are turning around on me here. In the bad way. I think I'd rather discard Pyroblast than Veil of Summer. I hope I don't need all 3 forces this turn because I need a Ponder next turn to do anything. Well, it's now or never, team. Getting rid of Narset first. It's Brainstorm next. Okay, the Veil was countered, so is the defense grid. Now it's Humano v Humano. 1 force versus the 3 cards in that hand. Versus my completely non-functional game plan. Even if I survive this turn, I'm still just farting around over here. Maybe they'll just go in on an Echo and be hellbent. Bummer. That's a giant fucking relay. Alright. Another Veil, multiple Wish Claws, a Carpet. That was a pretty bad relay, all things considered. Ponder. I think I want Beseiju, actually. So, Endurance, Tundra, Beseiju, do not shuffle, and play Beseiju. I want to play it because Veil of Summer is like my only chance at doing anything. They get 2 Wishclaw Talismans this turn. They can protect them with Veil. I think 2 Wishclaws with this many LEDs should probably be able to figure the game out. But if they go for a Tendrils kill, I have the Veil. They should probably just take their time, though. I wonder if I could trick them with an F6. All right, I'm going to F6 now, but I'm going to have the turn off auto yields button ready. Hopefully they're just like, okay, good, Veil's in. Now I can rip. They're just Burning Wished. Probably going to get Pier, would be my guess. Yep, it is. The Abyss has been peered into. Right, moving to second main, the 2 carpets each make mana. Okay, here's Tendrils. I'll Veil. Well, there's that. Let's hope it's good. I mean, they have enough Storm and mana to just, like, also Grape Shot me, if they even play Grape Shot anymore. But, yeah, I don't know. Good luck. Here we go. I have Hexproof from black, so they have to target themselves with Tendrils, but they gain 2 life every time they lose 2 life, so they don't actually change their life total when that happens. Oh, they seem to be targeting me with all of them somehow. I don't think that's right, but okay. And now they can just Wishclaw for a different thing and win the game that way. I know my top card isn't Terminus, and I know my white source is in my hand and not in play. Evading Wishclaw, Burning Wish, or Empty the Warrens. Okay. Don't believe there's a way to Wishclaw for an answer to that. Oh, they abrupt decayed the Wishclaw anyway. Yeah. That's a safe bet. Alright, I did buy myself an untap step, but it's not going to be enough. I have 1 out, and I know it's not on top of the deck. And it's not even an out because I don't have the mana to cast it. Yep, and we're done. GG's. Storm just chews this shit up. Like, if you don't have real dedicated, hateful bullshit like Deafening Silence or Null Rod, Storm is just a really terrible matchup. You give them unlimited time to set up. You can't clock them. You're not even that disruptive. It's just like, I guess we could Narset Days Undoing and try to cheese a game, but in general, you're way behind in this matchup if you're not built for it specifically, which this version is not. On to the final round. Oh, thank God, I lost the die roll. I can keep complaining. I'm going to keep my hand, though. An island deck. I'm going to Volcanic Island Ponder. Just throw up the Delver signals. Wink, wink. This is good shit. All those cards I'm happy to see. Blooded Strand, poppin'. Oh, we're doing this, huh? My top card is Swords to Plowshares, so they can have this. Sword of Fire and Ice. Surprise, I'm this. And I am just answering the Stoneforge now because I don't think you get Sophie if you... I mean, like, I don't want to play the level game of, like, would they get Kaldra here if they could and whatever. So, I just don't want to mess around with the possibility that Kaldra is in their hand. I don't like that Wasteland. Not a fan. Wow. Days also. Okay. Let's hope I can punish this. I didn't think of playing my Brainstorm around Days. Delver, okay. We are some sort of crazy balls to the wall version of Stoneforge Mystic here. I'm gonna Uro first and Ending later. If they want to plow this guy on the way through, have at it. Get my own Wasteland into play. I have Prismatic Ending for this Delver. It shrugs off sort of Fire and Ice if necessary, which I don't think it will be. I'd love to draw a source of mana that casts Uro this turn. Another one. Not quite. I can end one of these though. Save Plow for the other. Or something bigger. Days, okay. I have this Wasteland chillin' that if I draw the land for Uro, I can still play around Days. Alright, there we go. Get Tundra, just round out the squad here. Blue, green, green, blue. Hard casting Days, I'll pay. Must be a double Days situation. I'm gonna force Pitching Force to get Uro through. Yeah, we're in there. Okay, here we go. Do you have Swords to Plowshares? God, I love watching a Delver just attack futilely into an Uro. We're ripping now. I land in, damage, Ponder. Timeless Dragon is hot. Narset might be hotter, though. I can set up Narset next turn, though. Bang. 5/5 creature. They showed me they didn't have a counterspell and they don't have a Swords to Plowshares, so just jamming my 5/5 seems like the play here. If they like back to basics, then we're kind of white-knuckling it the rest of the way. But alright, yeah, I don't care about True Name Nemesis. Uro beats that card also. No action on that one. Double block, we take out Delver. Guess I could have plowed the Delver and just kept crunching here. Didn't even stop to consider that option. I'm gonna undo the day. Zap. Okay, go. 2 cards in hand versus my everything. Narset's still alive. That was a good Swords to Plowshares. Alright. Suddenly back into hard mode. Okay, Brainstorm to start. Alright, got another dragon. I can also kill True Name. Alright, out of hard mode. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna dress down. I'm gonna fetch in response. I know I didn't want the card on top of my deck. And then Prismatic Ending. White, green, blue, 3 colors. Get it out. And I guess I can ponder here. Why not? Force of Will, happy to see that. Okay. Should be able to win the game from here. 2 removal spells, a real threat. Protection for my threat. They could waste me off double white, but cycling Timeless Dragon. Alright. Red cards are not in my main deck anyway. Dragon. Attack for 5. Loam up 2 lands. And pass the turn. There's 3 cards in their hand. I know at least 2 of them can't answer Dragon. I can force pitch Tamiyo, and then fetch Mystic Sanctuary, put force on top, Brainstorm, then force pitch Narset, and just force twice if it's even necessary. Terminus looks good here. Pyroblast for these Delvers, and back to basics is probably in the deck. Between the Wasteland Days, I do want the Plains. I don't know if I need Beseiju. Force and Negation doesn't seem great. Rest Down does seem great. I like Loam. Go skinnier on Force of Will. Maybe to the point of not even playing it. Uro, I do like in large numbers. I could probably cut 1 pretty safely. I only saw blue and white. Most of these decks are Jeskai, but I only saw blue and white. I'm not going to bring in Hydroblast until they show me something I really need to respect. So, if they are on a red splash, they have Ruination or Pop for sure. Kind of like this situation, where I just play to the board a little more. Beseiju can remove Batterskull, Back to Basics, Blood Moon, Sword of Fire and Ice. Doesn't affect Kaldra. Kozilek's Return does mess up Stoneforge Mystic and Delvers. Yeah, I think I want Return if I'm bringing in Terminus, and I'll just get out of Force of Will's orbit entirely. I'm going to try this. If there's a game 3 and they show me Red Blasts and whatever, then Jason Tamiyo can also get cut. Probably for more endurances, just battle the board a little harder. I have 2 answers to a resolved True Name Nemesis in Dress Down and Terminus. This is the most awkward hand imaginable. I'm going to mulligan it. This one's pretty good. I'm going to keep and send Tundra to the bottom. Guess I should have sent Triumph. What am I even doing here? Luckily my hand has Brainstorm, so it doesn't matter, but Triumph should be on the bottom right now. Oh, Wasteland. Are you a Stifle deck also? Very good. Not this time. Who are we dazing? What's going on over here? Oh, Red Blast? Alright. Alright, sure. Yeah, if we're in the aggro Red Blast phase already, I'm not mad about it. And red mana confirmed, by the way. Arid Mesa. Okay. I'm going to draw the Tropical Island. And I'm going to play Ketria Triome. Because whatever I play is going to get wasted anyway. I might as well put in the one that doesn't make mana right away. There's the Wasteland as predicted. Sure. Ketria Triome's better off in my graveyard for future Loam considerations anyway. Ponder. Ooh, I actually want to shuffle up all of this. Alright, now I have a Red Blast. I have to choose between red or white, though. There's no plateau in the deck. I am extremely interested in Life from the Loam now. I think Life from the Loam would end the game on the spot, but if I don't find it, I could be in trouble. I brainstorm, fix this. Yeah, that's a really good Pyroblast. All right. Well, we're farting around for a while. Time for a Red Blast on this, which is a shame because that means I don't have access to green right away. Okay, another Red Blast. If I can't draw mana to cast my spells, I would rather draw spells that my mana can cast. That sounds like something Yoda said on Dagobah. All right, we have just clicked back and forth, just draw go, not even a land drop, for several turn cycles now. Delver can resolve, and then I can Pyroblast it in play. Unlike True Name, where you have to hit it on the stack. Green Source? Alright, basic white mana. I'll take that too. I am not going to tap out in this situation unless I have to. Maybe next turn. If I'm about to go to discard, I guess I could discard Uro. I have some reasonable go to discard options. While their deck is in a position where Pyroblasting fetch land or cantrips make sense, my deck is not. Like, I need to Pyroblast Trinane Nemesis and Narsets and Jaces. Uh-oh. Let my people go. Oh, you are a Stifle deck. That's annoying. Alright, Pyroblast. Are we in? Okay, we're in. We get Trop, and I am just going to jam Uro now because it's not getting better. Land? Yes. I was worried about Surgical Extraction because I'm holding a second Uro, but plowing that thing, hell yeah. Gain me the 3 life. Can't cast the other half anyway right now. Got a redundant copy. Uh-oh. Are we casting Batterskull? Kind of hope it's Batterskull. I'm just thinking about 5 mana plays they might make here. And Ruination's bad, Blood Moon's bad. Word of Grace is horrific. I do have Narset to stop the Monarch half of it, but they are going to get a lot of 4/4s. Okay, I'm going to Brainstorm first. Wow, alright. This hurts. Put back Uro and Prismatic Ending, I guess. Then play the Narset. Please don't sandbag counterspells. Narset's going to clear. Going to get the other Narset. Let's try to set this up. Yeah, they're going to get a 4/4 though. Jesus. Terminus is in my deck somewhere. But like Prismatic Ending just sets them free here. Okay. I was already on Terminus or Bust. That doesn't change anything. Don't get the extra card. Days Undoing, my goodness. That card is actually not the worst. Alright, Narset's dead no matter what next turn. I could try to undo the... I could activate Narset, or I could plow the Angel, and then undo the day. What does activating Narset do? If I hit Life from the Loam, then I have land drops lined up for a little bit. Or I could find protection for my undoing. I'm doing this. Stifling that. Alright, that's fine. They are a Daze deck. I would really like to plow an Angel, but I don't think I can afford to not play around Daze. Alright. Here we go. Let's take a spin. Still fucked, by the way, but at least I did that. Narset is dead. I take 4. A second Court of Grace. My god. Alright, they are not messing around. And they are still drawing extra cards because of that. Terminus? Oh no. What an insult. Well, gonna brainstorm. Found lands. Not mad about lands. They get 2 Angels? Jeez. Gonna put back Kozilek's Return and this land, I guess? Or no, Kozilek's Return and Tamiyo. And then I'm gonna cast Ponder. Do I want the fetch land? What I'm trying to do here is set up a double removal spell situation. Yeah, fetch land can get Savannah. Yeah, I think I have to play to that out. Okay, so I'm going to take my 7. Or no, it's not 7, 11. And then Flash and Endurance. I have Prismatic Ending for one of these Angels, and the other one can... I guess I should have fetched, because we've seen Stifle out of the deck already. Alright, I'll fetch now. Get Savannah. Play Endurance. I'm going to target nobody, because they don't have a graveyard, and I like my graveyard. Haven't found what I'm looking for yet. I can go blue, 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 Narset. Find a removal spell. Did find Prismatic Ending. And an Angel. I'm literally dead on board, and none of this matters. In case you were wondering, in case you're keeping score at home. Alright, I can take the Monarchy, but then I just die. So I guess I have to pass the turn. Or I could YOLO Spike. Or I guess, yeah, I think passing the turn is better. Fuck, the second Chord of Grace is just outrageous. Alright, I think I should chump block, because Terminus is my only out anyway, and that removes the Endurance from play. And out is a loose definition, because I'm still dead. Give me that Terminus. Timeless Dragon. Alright. Yeah, that was a pair of Chord of Graces. I guess Force of Will's coming back in the deck for Game 3. Big fan of that, by the way. Like, say what you like, but I respect the grind. I'm gonna cut Kozilek's Return. It didn't line up against any of the threats we saw that game. Like, we saw, it's kind of crazy that we saw Delver and Stoneforge Mystic, and then True Name and Angels. That's scary. Dress Down. Do I want Dress Down? I think I do want more Endurances. Like, if we're in this Monarch game, I want more creatures that care about that. We saw Red Blast for sure, so Tamiyo can definitely go, and Jace is probably also getting the boot here. Yeah, Jace is out. Days Undoing still a powerful thing to do. I think this is a reasonable place to be. Alright, I'm going in. Chord of Grace, All-Star. I'm gonna keep this hand. I can play on basics and get light from the Loam up and running. Like basic Island, basic Forest, Loam is active against their mana denial half of their deck. I don't know that I want any of this. And I guess I do. Okay. Though if I shuffle, no, I'm just gonna take it. All right. The only thing I'm really worried about here is Stifle. And if they cast a threat or like ponder or do anything on turn 1, then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Did not shuffle the library. Okay. Time to find out. They have Force of Negation in their deck. Don't think they do. They do have Daze and Surgical, but that didn't happen. All right. Sigh of relief from everybody that now I get to cast spells, or just like completely out of the mana denial half of the deck. I don't really care about Stifle or Wasteland anymore. And I'm just gonna play Misty Rainforest and pass. I played Misty because I want to be able to Pyroblast, but I also want to fetch basic planes this game, and Flooded Strand can do that later. Ponder. I don't think I am on the aggro Pyroblast plan yet. I'm going to Brainstorm in the end step. Ending Narset, Uro. If I put Uro and something else on top of the deck, if I dredge Loam, that's 4, 5, 6 cards in the graveyard, I can actually get there immediately. But just jamming Uro into 7 spells doesn't seem great. But milling Uro over does seem great. Yeah, so I'm just going to dredge Loam. Then I'm going to fetch. Want to Stifle me, go ahead. And Loam back these 2 lands. And play another one. That was a pretty good turn. Good sequencing. I am going to have to go to discard. I guess Timeless Dragon is as good as anything else to discard. Or I'm already Loaming, so I could dump the Strand. Yeah, that's better than Timeless Dragon. Dragon's a real spell sometimes. I don't think I'm going to respect Hull Breacher here. Hope I don't have to. Alright. Spell resolved. Put back Misty Rainforest and Swords to Plowshares. And I'm going to get... I would like the Triome, but I also need white mana, so I'll start with the Tundra. Dredge Loam again. Cast Loam. Found the Field of the Dead. Get to work. I'm not ready to deploy Field of the Dead yet. 9 cards in my hand. That's a lot. I'm going to discard Flooded Strand and Prismatic Ending. Or no, it's time to discard Timeless Dragon. Opponent is taking game actions. I don't like it. God damn it. I'm just over here, like, deck full of Force of Wills. Alright, I'm going to cantrip in response, because that's what I can do. Is there a force in my graveyard that I can Mystic Sanctuary for? There is not. Alright, gonna have to raw dog it. Did I know that plow was there? I don't think so. Did I? Okay, so they get to draw a card here. I'm gonna fetch Ketria Triome now. Or, no, I need a white land, don't I? No, I'm gonna go for Uro with, I guess counterspell backup doesn't even help here. Draw. I can end the Court of Grace. White. Yeah, that does work. Okay. White, red, blue, green. Okay, they're still the Monarch, but they're not making 4/4s, which was the bigger part of that card last game. I will telegraph my Pyroblast by floating red, then they can move into second main and cast some True Name Nemesis or some shit. Yep. I've already used my dress down. I think I do need to dredge Loam this turn. Field of the Dead is going to be how I win this game, and I'm currently not sitting on any lands to play. Loam. And then I can just put Timeless Dragon into play right now, or I could get Narset down. I'm gonna Narset. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm doing it. Like the world's easiest red blast. All right, that's countered. In that case, I am gonna ponder. Ooh, okay. Do not shuffle this library. Terminus is on top of it. Do not dredge Loam. I can Terminus the True Name and then start making zombies. I hope they play another True Name. Or just like Jamstone Forge Mystic or something. This is the turn that is really important. They don't have Wasteland or Ruination or anything like that. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. That one's whatever. Terminus. They are a Stifle deck, but I got a lot going on here to protect it. Terminus. First zombie. And I'm going to fetch basic planes and get another zombie. All right, I'll stifle that. Or I'll counter that stifle. I'm trying to say. Basic planes. Narset. Starting to turn the corner here. Grab another Narset. Okay, go. You have 2 creatures to your none. I have Narset versus your Monarch. Field of the Dead is active. This is the showcase of the Field of the Dead strategy in these control mirrors. It's like all you got to do is be alive and hit your land drops. Another Nemesis. That's really good. Do you have the mana to equip right now? Okay. All right. The Wasteland's interesting. I guess you don't really need to. You have True Name Nemesis protection from colors. Just Wasteland. That's a good plow. And you waste the field. That is the line. Don't get a card there. I am going to dredge Loam. And then I'm going to get back Field of the Dead, Mystic Sanctuary, I guess Caracas. Kind of hurting for green mana right now. I want to... I think getting Uro into play is more important than not doing that. So I'll fetch Tropical Island, green, green, blue, blue. Okay, here comes Uro. I get field back end. There's an Endurance. That's a relief. That's a card I was looking for. And I guess I passed the turn here. They can equip Sword of Fire and Ice, but that doesn't finish off Narset and attacking. Yeah, that's fine. All right, Sword of Fire and Ice is on this thing. So, like, if you attack Narset, the sword doesn't trigger. If you attack me, you don't get to draw a card. You're just, like, pushing for damage. That, sure. It's keeping me from becoming the Monarch, I guess, is the plan here. All right, sure. That can't last forever. Not dredging Loam. And fetch land gets me a zombie. Prismatic ending the sword. Get rid of that. Force of Will, pitching Delver. That's pretty good. And, okay, I guess I'm passing the turn here. Could have brought back some Timeless Dragons. Maybe I'm supposed to. But Endurance is also present. All right. Switch to attacking Narset. That seems like the right call at this point. Stoneforge, okay. I'm ignoring the clock because I'm going to panic if I look at it. And I think I'm okay overall here. Murktide Regent. Surprise. Okay, end step. Plow Murktide Regent. Play Endurance. Target them with Endurance. And make a zombie. Should be a land left in my deck. Yep, there it is. Okay. So now I get to become the Monarch. One way or the other. Then I can Prismatic Ending, Sword of Fire and Ice, and replay end the sword. And then Mystic Sanctuary makes a zombie. And I can get back Swords to Plowshares. And then Narset. And in my end step, draw Swords to Plowshares. Don't Dredge Loam, Plow, Stoneforge Mystic. Didn't activate Narset because I want to stop them from drawing extra cards. They had Pyroblast, that's rough. Now they can attack me, take the Monarch. Batterskull, one mystery card in hand, another tree name, that's kind of a beating. Not gonna dredge this land. Waste you. Attack with all my creatures. Just keep shoving here. Oh shit, Timeless Dragon. I clicked through my... Yeah, I should just have 2 4/4s in play right now. Damn it. Just forgot about my graveyard. It's probably going to cost me the game because I'm on a 2-turn clock here. If I don't find an Uro or gain some life, I'm in trouble. Uh-oh. That was a big mistake. Ending my Endurance is pretty good. So I guess I have to dredge Loam here and try to spike Uro. A Swords to Plowshares also gets me in there. God damn it. I'm just fucking playing too fast. Dredge Loam. Did not hit Uro. Loam back. Wasteland, Tundra, Flooded Strand. Then play Tundra. Yeah, I'd love to be able to attack for 12 right now instead of none. So I have to spike Swords to Plowshares to win this game off of my Monarch trigger. That's what I got to do right now. Does not sound reasonable. That is the out that I have, though. All right. Swords to Plowshares. Can't dredge Loam now. Damn it. All right. Yeah, I just played fast, panicked, and I lost. They could be at 0 life right now, but instead I am. Yeah, that was a tough end to this league, but the tools were there. I just, like, fucking brain farted. But the dredge aspect of the deck did what it was supposed to do. I did dump a bunch of threats in the graveyard. I just failed to use them, which is a thing I need to be oriented to if I'm going to be playing this version of the deck. Okay, tough run there. 1-4 record. 2 of them involved pretty serious mistakes, so I will own that. Overall, the power level is there. I think Jace and Tamiyo suck. They should probably just be endurances. Just play to the board a little harder. The Narsets were fine. Forces were fine. Field of the Dead was good. I missed a real card advantage engine, though. Like, I miss Expressive Iteration. If you're destroying your mana base and just losing to Price of Progress anyway, you should be playing Expressive Iteration in these decks. I get the dredge strat. I like it, but like I would probably do something like minus Tamiyo, minus Jace, move an Endurance into the main. I guess you could main deck 1 Endurance with the Timeless Dragons, and then just put 2 Expressive Iteration there. Yeah, I'd start with something like that. 4 is also a lot of Uro. You could even play the 3rd Expressive Iteration or the 2nd Endurance over the 4th Uro. Like, put a 2nd Endurance in the main, and then 3 Uros, 2 EIs. That opens up a sideboard slot. Zavine's Reclamation never came up. I would cut that. That's also an available sideboard slot. Kozilek's Return was kind of medium, but we didn't really play the matchups it's for, so I'm not going to hold that against it. That makes room in the sideboard for a Flusterstorm, which is one of those generically good cards against combo, but then also comes up against, like, if you're fighting over Ruination or Price of Progress. I like that. And I feel like this deck wants a Meltdown, too. We didn't play against the matchups where it's important. Oh, wait. If Storm is going to be a thing, we could just play Null Rod. Null Rod overlaps with 8 cast in that Meltdown slot, but then also is good against Storm where Meltdown isn't. I'm going to leave it like there for now. I think that it's cool what this deck is doing. If you're playing a deck with 2 Timeless Dragons, remember they're in your graveyard. Wink, wink. But other than that, we didn't really die to Murktide Regents this league, which that box is checked between the 4 Plows, the 3 Pyroblasts. We got answers to that card, Endurance kind of controlling it. Yeah, we did a pretty good job answering the expected threats of the format. Got beat by True Name Nemesis, partially because I messed up, but I'm going to stop harping on that, even though I feel bad about it. And yeah, this is a 4-color deck. You can certainly play this. I don't recommend it right now, but if you are going to play it, make sure you have an answer to Price of Progress, make sure you have a plan for Ruination, make sure you have a plan for Blood Moon, all of those things. And I'm going to leave it there. Spunky, thank you for asking me to play this. I hope this league was informative for everyone. You don't have to win your matches to learn lessons, and that's how it is. I'm going to sign off here. Thank you all for watching. See you for the next one. Adios.